Welcome to EVSP506 Restoration Ecology. This video lecture introduces students to course content and expectations. Specific details on the section of the course in which you are enrolled are offered in the classroom in areas including the announcements, forums, lessons, and syllabus. Be sure to take some time to explore these areas of the classroom in week 1. The course description from the course catalog is as follows. This course will examine the concept of restoration ecology, which employs science, applied techniques, and environmental design principles to restore ecological processes and biological communities on disturbed, degraded, or altered landscapes. Students will conduct scientific study and explore techniques used in restoring endangered species, native prairie, rare plants, riparian areas, streams, rivers, lakes, wetlands, watersheds, woodlands, and wildlife habitat. The course scope from the catalog is as follows. This course will give students a broad overview of the science of restoration ecology and the practice of ecological restoration. Drawing from a central text, published scientific articles, and numerous case studies, we will examine all phases of restoration planning. The primary learning methods will be student investigation and discussion, analysis of restoration case study, and preparation of an initial restoration plan. Five course objectives have been identified for EVSP 506 Restoration Ecology. The successful student will fulfill the following learning objectives. Explain the philosophy, scientific foundation, and challenge of restoration ecology. Apply the principles of restoration ecology through the development of a detailed restoration plan. Analyze habitat requirements, ecosystem function, and anthropocentric influences to determine the restoration approach for a species or population. Assess the various scales of restoration, organism to landscape, to develop a holistic approach to ecosystem restoration and management. Analyze the impacts and threats of climate change on ecosystems. This course, delivered via distance learning, will enable students to complete academic work in a flexible manner, completely online. Course materials and access to an online learning management system will be made available to each student. Online assignments are due by Sunday evening of the week as noted. Assigned faculty will support the students throughout this 8-week course. The required course textbook is Ecological Restoration, Principles, Values, and Structure of an Emerging Profession, 2nd edition, by Kluel and Aronson, 2013. We will draw from web resources, many of which are accessible through the Global Restoration Network portal. Students will also need to access the journal Restoration Ecology, as well as other academic resources through the APIS library. Other readings may be presented in assignments or in the forums. If you are unfamiliar with the APIS library and how to use it, click on the APIS Library tab in your electronic classroom on the left menu ribbon. Find the tutorial and do it. The APIS library is a valuable resource in your academic studies. Review details in the course syllabus regarding course evaluation procedures. Students will participate in weekly forum discussions, complete 4 essay assignments, construct an outline for the restoration plan project, and submit a completed restoration plan, which will require additional outside academic research and critical thinking. Grading will focus on the student's analysis, reasoning, and depth of understanding of the issues, and thorough discussion of topics. Please see the APIS Student Handbook to reference the university grading scale and all policies of the academic classroom. A detailed course schedule is available in the syllabus. Keep this on hand to keep you on track with readings and assignments. The course schedule identifies the course week, the topics covered, learning objectives addressed, assigned readings, and assignments. This is a critical document to keep you on track in the course. All written submissions should be submitted in a font and page setup that is readable and neat. It is recommended that students try to adhere to a consistent format, which is described below. Typewritten in double-space format with a readable style and font, and submitted inside the electronic classroom unless classroom access is not possible and other arrangements have been approved by the professor. 12-point font Times New Roman style. Page margins top, bottom, left side, and right side should be set to 1 inch. Students are expected to follow the American Psychological Association (APA) as the sole citation and reference style used in written work submitted as part of the coursework to the university for this course. Assignments completed in a narrative essay or composition format must follow the citation style cited in the publication manual of the American Psychological Association, 6th edition, 2009. All paraphrased or quoted work must have a citation or it will be considered plagiarized. When in doubt, cite. Since the majority of your work should be your own, please keep quotes to a minimum, or preferably do not use them at all. Students are expected to submit classroom assignments by the posted due date and to complete the course according to the published class schedule. As adults, students, and working professionals, I understand you must manage competing demands on your time. Should you need additional time to complete an assignment, please contact me before the due date so we can discuss the situation and determine an acceptable resolution. Submission of late assignments without prior approval is unacceptable and will result in the awarding of 0 points for the assignment. Repeated late submission of assignments may result in failure of the course. Online universities promote the advancement of knowledge through positive and constructive debate, both inside and outside the classroom. Forums on the internet, however, can occasionally degenerate into needless insults and flaming. Such activity and the loss of good manners are not acceptable in a university setting. Basic academic rules of good behavior and proper netiquette must persist. Remember that you are in a place for the rewards and excitement of learning, which does not include descent to personal attacks or student attempts to stifle the forum of others. Despite the best of intentions, jokes, and especially satire, can easily get lost or taken seriously. If you feel the need for humor, you may wish to add emoticons to help alert your readers. Faculty may require assignments be submitted to Turnitin.com. Turnitin.com will analyze a paper and report instances of potential plagiarism for the student to edit before submitting it for a grade. Turnitin.com is now integrated into the Sakai classroom, and students submitting work in the classroom acknowledge that their work is also being run through Turnitin.com for review. This concludes the video lecture introducing EVSP506 Restoration Ecology. Please note that the course content may vary from the outline presented here to meet the needs of this particular group and your instructor. Be sure to review the weekly announcements, lessons, and current course syllabus. Check your email and participate weekly in the forum discussions. See you in the classroom.